And with that, welcome to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Dioria. Tonight, we've got the beanied one, Gerard Barrera, as my co-host.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, that's right. What's going on? Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Hey, what's up, nerds? How's it going? What's up?
And then we've got we are missing the Theodorable one because he is down with a migraine. So he is out for this. And then Jason, of course, like we talked about, will be back a week from Tuesday night when we shift to our new night.
Lion's Mane.
Unfortunately, Lion's Mane is not here to welcome in the creator of Megaton Girl, Roche himself, the demon soldier third class, Austin Lee Matthews.
Hey, everybody. Let me turn on my microphone a little bit. There we go. It's good to be back, everybody. How's it going?
Good.
What is up, dude?
How's it going? Because
I'm relaxing.
I'm prepping for potentially a foot of snow to happen tomorrow into Saturday.
Fun.
What?
No joke. It got to roughly 88 degrees today.
Oh,
We are going to see an almost 50-degree temperature drop by tomorrow afternoon.
yikes.
It's
so
below
weird.
freezing temperatures. This is the
That's so
latest this has happened in Colorado.
That's
End of the
nuts.
year.
Wow.
You know, earliest we've had snow is in August. Latest usually they say Mother's Day is when you can start planting your flowers and all of that because you're usually safe. Well, nope.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's nuts.
So
Here it was 91 over the weekend.
yeah, one of my colleagues is about an hour south of LA. So he was sitting there going, "Yep, see, we're out here in the, chilling with the pool and hanging out." I'm like, and I got to break out some of the winter gear.
Yeah, he's down pretty close to where I am. I'm about an hour south of LA as well.
Yeah, he's like that halfway point between LA and San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know you were that far south because when we all went to, so that's why it took a little while for you to drive up to where we decided to do Lucille's that time.
Yeah, it takes me like about 45 minutes to get to Little Tokyo, but anywhere else in Los Angeles, I'm about maybe like 50 to anywhere. Yeah.
He's literally an hour from like the very southern part of LA before you even hit the traffic.
Oh, okay. I get like I'm 5 minutes away from LA County, but from the actual city, I'm about an hour.
Yeah. So Jerry, how's your week been?
Actually, it's not too bad. It's actually been pretty solid. Nothing crazy. I got the day off today. I had a couple doctor checkups and like standard stuff, so did that today.
Did I encourage you to get a checkup? Did my recent fiasco?
Yeah, partially. Yeah.
Did you get as bad of news as I did?
I'm okay. I'm got some work to do, but it's all standard stuff, so it's not bad. Okay. But yeah, other than that, it's been no craziness, no high stress. It really hasn't been that bad. So it's been just good. Like a good solid week. Yeah. So
since we have been talking about doctor's visits and stuff like that, I'm going to use this moment as a sound, a soapbox moment, so to speak, for everybody out there. Make sure to go get your yearly checkups, please. Because I have not been to a doctor, and I can admit this because I hate doctors, and that's due to me having epilepsy as a kid. I was in my neurologist's office all the time, getting poked, prodded, and all that to make sure my seizures were going away. So I went to the doctor for the first time. We all talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So I kind of want to share with everybody kind of what's going on. So we all know I had an echocardiogram a couple of weeks ago, and I got my results back. I do have a leaking valve in my heart, which right now it's not anything to be truly concerned with, as long as we do the preventative stuff we're doing right now, like putting me on some blood pressure meds to help take some pressure off the valve. I got to change my diet, which honestly has been really hard to do because I like baked goods. I love my chocolate muffins and all of that. And but I've changed it. I'm down actually almost 5 pounds since we did my health change. But as long as we can do that, I can go about another 10, 15 years before I have to have a valve replacement. But then again, this wouldn't have been found had I not gone and done my checkup, because my doctor determined, hey, he detected a heart murmur, said, go get an echocardiogram. So please, folks, for your loved ones and your family members, please go make sure you're getting your yearly exam. Nothing's going to hurt by just saying, okay, cool, you're healthy. Jerry Point, he's got to work on with his doctor. But like for me, honestly, if I hadn't gone now, I could have actually had longer term damage to my heart that would not have been reversible if I waited longer and longer to do it. So please go out and get that checkup, kind of like we talked about going and getting the vaccine if you can and whatnot. But the whole reason Austin is here tonight is his passion project finally released the final episode of the season.
Hopefully it's just the final episode of the season. I'm hoping it's not the series finale.
Yes, we're hoping he can get it up and running longer than what it is, but it's been a long year for you with it.
It's been 3.
You went on a little, I mean,
and
then finally getting it put out and whatnot. And whatnot. So how does it feel?
It feels on one hand sad it's over, happy it happened. That's how I'm feeling right now.
And I gotta say,
that's understandable.
And you had to deal with all the IMDb stuff, which is still shenanigans.
I'm ignoring that as far as I'm concerned, because that's out of my hands right now. So
we all know how ratings and IMDb goes. But honestly, it's it's such a great thing though, and we've talked about it and whatnot, is that with Megaton Girl, you don't see a lot of, especially audio plays and stuff like that, really centered around the LGBTQ community. And that was a huge focus with Megaton Girl. And I applaud you for taking that leap and being able to see it through with all the bullying and stuff that was taking place with comments and stuff like that around it. And you guys got it to the finish. It was great. Great for that to happen. So if you can do a second season, what happens with Connie?
If we get to do a second season, I will say, I guess for those of you who haven't seen the last 8 episodes, mute for maybe like a minute. We're going to be dealing with Laurel proposed at the end of episode 8. And so the next season is going to be dealing with that. We're going to be meeting the parents. Finally, we're going to be taking a trip up to Oregon so that we can meet Connie and Laurel's parents, and dealing with all of that while still kind of juggling the superhero persona, having the inner debate of, should I come out to my parents for being a superhero? Should I, and all that stuff, because they're obviously going to have to come out about everything else. But dealing with like how are Connie's parent, well, specifically Connie's dad, how's Connie's dad going to take that? How are Laurel's parents going to take that? And that's what we're building to. But we also have some ideas for some bigger, more multi-dimensional shit that we're doing. So
that's amazing that you're hitting all of these great, tough topics that people really aren't talking about, and you're showing it in a forum that I think a lot of people will find interesting. And I just think that's so great that you finished your first season. That's amazing. And dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's so awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Really I also have a question. Do you find it like, is it hard to write like some of those scenes in general, or does the superhero element kind of help with those kind of tough scenes, that like the coming out scenes, or like the scenes with the family?
It's not really all that difficult because I'm drawing from like personal experience.
Okay.
It's a matter of like it's very reflective of my real life situation where my family super cool with it. My fiance's family not as cool with it. So it's going to be interesting kind of bringing that same energy to this second season, and how we're going to be dealing with that. Now the real question is, are they going to be not okay with dating Laurel, or are they going to be not okay with the superhero thing? Because I have a scene.
So it
in
kind
my
of
head.
adds more elements to the story. That's awesome. Okay.
There was a scene that we had to cut from the end of episode 8, mostly because I couldn't figure out who was going to be playing Connie's dad. And I just felt like episode 8 ended on such a perfect note that we didn't need this final scene. But there was going to be a bit where Connie tells her dad, so I'm a superhero. And he goes, what the? And the phone call gets cut off and she goes, oh, sorry, hold up. Beep, 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 beep. Sorry, you got cut off. What were you saying, Dad? And he goes, what the fuck, Connie? And he goes, oh, shit.
I mean, that would have been great. I mean, that's reminiscent
good.
of like, Miles Morales coming out to his mom that, hey, I am Spider-Man. And
or
same thing
Homecoming,
with,
the end of Homecoming.
Right. Hey everybody, this is Peter Parker. I could see.
I just love it when Miss Marissa Tomei is like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's what I'm picturing as you're talking about her.
That's what I was picturing that scene too. I was like,
Marissa
that's
Tomei
funny. Yeah, I could see that.
And, and even like in Miles Morales, the game, right? His mom finding out about it, and it's like, oops, sorry, I didn't tell you sooner. But yeah, I think it is awesome though that something that's been a dream project of yours for so long finally came to fruition, and you guys were able to see it through. Because I know at some point you guys didn't know if you guys were going to be able to finish season 1 and get through the 8 episodes, and that's a testament to everyone that was involved with the project.
Well, the biggest thing I can say is that the person who probably helped the most is my friend Mark, who is the producer for the show. And he really came through, and he's the one who really made sure that every episode was able to happen. So I have to give just the biggest thanks to my dear brother, Mark, who has been just an absolute, he's been so supportive of the show. And we've always been wanting to make stuff together. We used to do our own podcast, and we've done Let's Plays together. He made his own radio play, which was a Mass Effect fan radio play that I did music for.
Sweet.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's called Mass Effect Protocol. And
what's it on?
That's so
I want to go.
Yeah, I think it's basically on everything. I know for sure it's on iTunes. I don't know if it's on Spotify. Cool. But yeah, it's
that's
really
awesome,
good.
man.
It's really well done. But he was a big inspiration for really like wanting to make sure that Megaton Girl happened, and then he ended up really helping us in the end make it happen. And so
that's awesome, man.
I give all of my love to my dear brother Mark.
Well,
so congratulations to Mark too. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the hard work.
Absolutely,
that's awesome.
I am now following it, and
that's it. That's Mass Effect Protocol.
Nice.
Yeah, I wish that he could have been able to continue the story, but we have 5 really, really good episodes out, and I'm really proud of what he made with it. It's inspired really heavily by the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nice.
And his own, he was also in a Mass Effect Dungeons and Dragons session that was also partially inspired.
God.
Yeah.
So before we kind of get into talking some shop and whatnot, I was gonna have Queen Size herself join tonight and surprise you.
Oh.
But unfortunately Danielle had something come up and she can't make it, so she sends her love.
Much love to Danielle.
I was trying to get somebody, a couple other people on for you to kind of say, hey, let's celebrate this.
That's very kind.
But let's talk about the other thing to which you are known about, and that is Roche.
Yes, my boy.
And
my dear boy.
it came out over the weekend that on the 25th anniversary of FF7, we should be getting some news.
Oh, good.
Now, I can't say what that news is. We don't know yet. We don't know if
either, because I have no idea what it is. This is, and even to give you an idea, this is the first time hearing about it.
And I will say this to all of the listeners, anybody following along in chat, even if Austin did know, we aren't talking about it because there's this little 3-letter word called NDA. And to this point, we have a 100% track record with NDAs and not breaking them, and we are not making this the first one. So if you ask a question in chat, we will not even entertain.
And I'm keeping an eye on chat, so I will say if I see one come up, I'll just have to go
be like, nope, sorry.
Gotta ignore that one.
Yes, and that being said, guys, even with as much as we are friends and stuff with the voice cast from the first game, even if something were slipped to us that one of them is in the sequel or whatever, we wouldn't talk about it anyways.
Yeah,
because I value their jobs and their ability to make money for their families more than getting a leg up on people in the industry. So
which is really appreciated because there's a lot of people who don't.
Right? They will get a rumor and go with it. I'm like, it's rumor.
Need. Yeah.
If you were confirmed, like if they put out, like when they started putting out all the characters and stuff before the game release and stuff like that, and be like, hey, how's it feel to be back for the sequel? But that is as far as we would go.
Yeah.
We wouldn't ask you what the role of Roche is in the game or anything like that. So we're just going to level set that. Anyway, so we get that in June. I can't believe it's been 25 years.
And I only played it like 3 years ago.
Do you know how old that makes me feel?
Yeah.
Because I am the class of 97.
Yeah.
And I played and I picked up that game when it came out.
Yeah, you're pretty old, dude.
I remember, hold on. You are not far,
came out
hold
too.
on. You are not far behind me, sir. So don't even.
Just a few years behind, but I remember when it came out. Too. I remember.
So guys, how does it feel to be ancient?
God. Back when we
says the guy who's turning 31 in like 8 days. So
which yeah. So he would be, you know what, if Babyface was here, he would actually no longer be the youngest on the podcast.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, to think about though, when you look at that, you are turning 31 in a little over a week. And how does that feel from being a voice actor to looking at the parts you've been a part of as a voice actor this kind of early in a career, really, when you look at it? It's, I mean, how does that feel to be saying, hey, I'm turning 31 and I've played some kind of, roles that are in pretty significant franchises?
So it's interesting because on one hand, I have this mentality of I have a place I want to be and I'm not there yet. But on the other hand, I've been doing this for 13 years. And if you had come to me 13 years ago and said, hey, you're going to be in Final Fantasy VII Remake in 13 years, or I guess at that time, 11 years, I probably would have crapped myself. So it's a matter of I'm looking at it from I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was. And I'm really happy about that. Which
is fantastic. But I mean, we're going to stoke the ego a little bit because I mean, no, seriously. I mean, let's look at it. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You were in Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's another
Final Fantasy I booked that, I was really excited. Yeah.
Now, I didn't know this, and I'm going to hit myself for doing this, and I have to go find the character. You were Wit in Ace Combat 7?
Yeah.
Guess what I've been going back through and playing?
Oh, nice.
That's so funny.
So
I just found out. I guess they said it like this week that I guess we're getting like Top Gun DLC, and so I'm just like,
I know that Flight Simulator on the Microsoft side, that is getting Top Gun stuff. If we get Top Gun and Ace Combat,
dude, it's Ace Combat. There has to be.
Here's my money.
They have to be doing DLC.
There was some sort of Ace Combat 7 news that came out that they were getting some sort of Top Gun thing. It looked like.
Here's my money now. I fly like in mine. Like I went and downloaded the Jolly Rogers VF-103. Skin. So I mean, for me, I love them. Half of my F-14 collection that sits behind me is all VF-103s. But I mean, let's look at it. So you're in Genshin Impact, Demon Souls.
I'm in Demon. Oh yeah, I am. I'm like I'm in Demon Souls.
You were on an episode of Pokemon Evolutions. I mean,
yes, I was okay. I'm gonna stoke my own ego. Not only was I an episode of Pokemon Evolutions, I played my favorite character in Pokemon Evolutions. So
that's even really
yes.
So
played the hottest Professor Sycamore. That's French boy.
Awesome.
I love my boy, my French boy.
And you were in Halo Infinite, and I can say I did find you in the game. And you are a smart ass. It is.
My character is so funny in Halo Infinite.
Now, granted, I didn't finish the game because I got rid of my Xbox, but but here's my thing. I picked up an S because I wanted to see what Game Pass had to offer. For me, I've always been Halo and Forza. Those have been my two Xbox franchises. But there wasn't anything else on there for me that I gravitated
Halo
towards.
And Gears.
And anything that was on there for multi-console, I had my PlayStation for that.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just, hey, so I did the nice thing and I upgraded my wife's kid brother's Xbox from a 1 to an S. You know, just gave him the S, upgraded his console. So he's current gen. He plays his Xbox all the time. So it was getting up there. I have a PS5.
Nice.
So does my wife.
Nice.
And we do have the plates. So I went black on mine. My wife's got the red ones.
Nice.
So, and they look very, very nice. So
yeah, I went the opposite direction where I'm just like, so far there's been really nothing aside from FF7 Intergrade on PlayStation 5 for me. And I'm much more of an Xbox guy. So yeah.
And that's the thing is I don't fault anybody. Just play where you want to play.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. Enjoy your games. Who cares?
Yep,
like for me,
the biggest thing that Xbox had over PlayStation 5 is that Xbox, hilariously, Xbox is the one that has Katamari on modern consoles right now, hilariously. So
really?
Yes. Yeah, we finally got they finally ported my favorite Katamari game, Beautiful Katamari, to modern consoles, and it's been stuck on 360 for like ages. Yeah. So the fact that we finally got it on modern consoles,
I mean, that's the thing is, I don't fault anybody. Go enjoy games where you want to enjoy them. Okay, just because I don't gravitate towards Xbox, that's fine. You know, I'm not going to knock anybody for the decision. Now, on the podcast, you know this. I mean, we all knock some of Xbox's decisions, like games with gold and their monthly games, but
that's Microsoft as a whole, and that's their decision.
That's their decision.
You know, their games, their direction. They're doing it. They're doing it right.
Phil is doing what he needed to do after that E3 fiasco with Xbox One. You know, he had to do something. So honestly, I love what Phil Spencer has done with Xbox. You know what? I'm not a Bethesda fan just because I've been experiencing, you know, I've had the bugs that have hit me from Bethesda games to make me go, I'm done. But that was a great acquisition. For Xbox. Activision Blizzard, again, I don't really gravitate towards a lot of their games, and I think that was a great acquisition as well.
That's right, they did buy Activision. I forgot.
And I think it still goes to what we talked about, though, is if you want story-based games, you go PlayStation. You want shooters, you go Xbox. I mean, Jason's analogy still rings true to this day. You know.
And dude, that's how we sold consoles. It was that easy. And it's still, you know, that, like you said, it's still there. It's just the lines are blurred a little bit now that like other games have went certain directions, but other games that are out, like I do think differ. But
I want to, while we're on the subject, let me bring it up. Since we're talking about Xbox and PlayStation, we just kind of naturally went into that. For the first time in like 8 years, Xbox outsold PlayStation.
Fudge! Wow.
But so, and then you look at Switch, 65,000 in a week.
Well, and this is in Japan, right?
This is Japan.
Mm-hmm. That's nuts.
So even then, 65,000 consoles for a Switch, that's huge. But
yeah,
yes, everyone's making such a big deal about Xbox outselling PlayStation for a week.
Yeah, but the new projections that are coming out for them next year are going to be completely different. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, but the projections are high for next year for the PS5.
And let's level set, because they're going through a chip shortage,
right?
That they said is going to last until next year. So they're having a supply issue. So of course, yes, they're going to look like they sold less. Mm-hmm. But honestly, you know what? Just selling 6,000 units in Japan for Xbox for a week is a huge accomplishment, because
that is,
because for Xbox
they're not
One,
really they're not that big out there.
There was weeks they sold 10.
Yeah.
You know, so good for Xbox, but I don't buy the hype that everyone's all like, oh my God, Xbox outsold PlayStation for a week. I'm like, let's look at this though. Supply shortage.
Like,
it's
give it time.
Sweep for Xbox.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, if it continues, then it's something to take notice on, that maybe, you know, finally with what Xbox and Phil Spencer are doing is right. And I think in some of it, maybe the rumors of a Sega acquisition by Microsoft might be helping to drive some of that a little bit.
Maybe.
They are fan favorites out there.
Yeah. They're one of my favorite developers. So
yeah, Sega is big out there.
Yeah. I'm a big old Sega fanboy.
But there we go.
Oh, did you hear that? Wow.
Good there we go.
Ooh. My fingies.
I'm back. That was probably me. I don't know. Well, see, the one thing I hate about the AirPods and stuff like that is because when you have multiple devices hooked up to your account, they auto jump to devices. And it's the most annoying thing when I'm doing something like this, or I'm working and on a call and my AirPods jump to the kid's iPad, and all of a sudden I hear, like, I don't know what show they're watching, Coco Melon or something like that. I hear that going in my ears. All of a sudden I'm like, what the? I'm like, but anyway, so, you know, we'll see. But you know what? There's also rumors that Square Enix may be getting bought by PlayStation 2, which has been around for a little while. And
those rumors have been around forever, and I have no idea how much actual credence there is to them.
See, I think they might have a little bit more credence now that they sold off their Western division.
Yeah,
that's why I would agree. There's a little bit more traction there, just because it's in the air. Like the smell is in the air. Like,
I get it. Yeah. But it feels like with some of the stuff that they sold off, you would feel like they would want to have kept that to make themselves look a bit like more like a, you know.
But Sony doesn't have the capital that like Microsoft has, right? They don't have the full net worth probably with Square Enix to get everything, you know. Yeah. So you still have $300 million of your. I mean, it would be nice to have Tomb Raider, you know, Lara Croft and Nathan Drake under one roof, but you really don't need both. You really don't need them both, right?
True.
True. And some of those franchises have kind of been a little bit taking a step back, like Deus, right? As much as I've been playing Deus since original Xbox, right? But the last game didn't do so well, at least up to expectations.
Is Deus a Square Enix thing?
It was Idos.
Ex Machina, yeah.
Oh, okay.
EX or Deus EX, where you had Mankind Evolved and Revolution and stuff like that. That's always been under Idos. So when Square Enix bought Idos, they folded it in underneath them. They did it Square Enix. So did
Idos publish Advent Rising? I'm trying to think of like what else Idos done that I know of.
Let's look that up on the fly.
I don't remember who published Advent Rising.
Let's go look at the Wikipedia. So they did Deus Ex. They did Thief.
Oh, okay.
Or so they did Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Oh man,
Thief,
I bought that one.
Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They worked on along with Crystal Dynamics, and they also worked on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Gotcha.
So good, by the way.
So I've heard.
Oh,
yes.
Total recommend right here.
Oh, okay. I was thinking not of Idos. I was thinking of Majesco. R.I.P. Majesco, by the way. Wow.
Yeah.
About 10 years
that
late
dates
that,
you. But... anyways, but yeah, so we'll see what happens. I would like to see Square stay on their own path and by themselves, but they have such a working relationship and historical history with PlayStation dating back to FF7. It makes sense.
Yeah. If it happens, it makes sense, and they're more secure.
Yeah.
I mean, not gonna lie, having Final Fantasy as a console exclusive for PlayStation.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
That's definitely an ace up the sleeve.
That's a selfish item.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, PlayStation's got, we've got some news coming on PlayStation too, because Ubisoft Plus is coming to PlayStation.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And
so what is this? I did not hear about this.
Yes, so PlayStation Plus, and I've got stuff prepped for you, Jerry. I do my job. I do our homework. So PlayStation Plus is their Ubisoft is their subscription service that it's going to be added on to PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
And with it just gives you, it's like kind of like EA's version, what they have, where you can go subscribe for like $8 a month or whatever. So you're gonna be able to get all access to all these games. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla, For Honor, Crew 2, Child of Light.
Oh my gosh, the fractured but whole.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and the Stick of Truth. Damn.
And the Stick of Truth.
And the Stick of Truth.
Hey, as long as they give us a game at Cost Benito, I'll be happy. But you're getting Division, Crew,
Watch Dogs.
Good Lord, Zombie. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but honestly, I look at these and nothing stands out to me right now. I know Valhalla was good, but a
lot of this stuff is stuff that's been out for a long time, and
for a long time.
At this point, I think everybody who's really going to play these games probably have either played it by now or
And for the next thing we're going to talk about too, right, is anybody that's going to be running PlayStation Plus Extra or PlayStation Plus Premium, they're going to get Ubisoft Plus Classics bundled with it.
Okay.
So I don't know what tier Classics is, probably gonna be like a handful of games or whatever, but you're still gonna get some more Ubisofts for free.
It'd be interesting if one of the classics was like Rayman 2. That'd be interesting.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But speaking of PlayStation Plus, let's take a trip down memory lane, because the first drop of titles for the new PlayStation Plus has dropped.
Yes. Ape Escape, what the heck? Okay.
So we'll get to so PS4 and PS5 game catalog. This is for the Ultra and Premium plans. This is a list.
Wow.
Bloodborne, Concrete Genie, Days Gone. Now keep in mind, some of these games are already included in the PlayStation collection that you get as part of PlayStation Plus on PS5. So, but that being said, you got Days Gone, Death Stranding. You've got Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Gravity Rushes, Horizon Zero Dawn, both Infamouses, which I will go back and I will play those again. First Light, I didn't do First Light when I didn't have that, but I have that.
Knack,
Little Big Planet 3,
Spider-Man,
all Spider-Mans,
sweet.
You've
Shadow
got
Colossus. Wow.
Yeah.
Resogun, Shadow
The Last of
Colossus,
Us.
Last of Us, Until
Nice.
Dawn, the entire Uncharted series,
Uncharted's sweet.
Wipeout, and you look at the third-party games, you're getting Valhalla, Arkham Knight,
Yeah, bro.
Control,
This
Far
alone.
Cry 3 and 4.
Final
Well,
Fantasy 15.
yeah,
Heck
dude.
yeah.
Well, but think about this. Final Fantasy 15 is already included in the PlayStation Plus collection for the PS5. So You know what?
Mortal
I
Kombat.
can
Ooh,
see
Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, man.
So
Red
I'll actually
Dead.
play that.
All of it, dude. This alone.
Oh,
like you have plenty.
Speaking
of
of Red Dead,
gaming.
Jerry, I'm gonna let you take your shot at Newman. He has started playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on his new gaming PC.
Booyah, baby. Oh, you got the bug. Oh, you got the bug. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, dude.
Right,
relish in it.
Too, yeah.
All right. Anyway, so we
spend a whole day fishing. You are.
Yep.
I love it.
So we got Resident Evil for PS4, the PS4 version. You've got Soul Calibur, Fractured But Whole, the Crew 2, the Division, which, you know,
Sweet.
a lot of this is, some of those are included in that Ubisoft Plus announcement that we saw.
Cool.
Now let's look at the classic games catalog. So this is the premium, the actual premium version. Ape Escape, Hot Shots Golf, IQ, Jumping Flash, Siphon Filter, Super Stardust Portable, Mr. Driller, Tekken 2,
Tekken, sweet.
Worms World Party,
Wow.
Worms Armageddon, which me and my friends played Worms Armageddon all the time.
No way. Never got into those.
It's all about the holy hand grenade.
Yep. We used to play that. Okay,
that's so funny.
To give you an idea, that game was big when I was in like elementary school, and we would go into the back.
You're just really.
Room. I know.
If you're gonna do this, you might as well say this in a kid voice while you're saying it.
Like, okay, so here's what we did.
You're so old.
We would sit in the back of the computer room, and we'd all gather around, and we would take turns playing Worms Armageddon, and we would make it so that we all just would spam the holy hand grenade, and it was a lot of fun. And we would get really mad at each other, and the teacher would be like, "What the hell are you guys doing back there?" But
yeah.
That's so funny, dude.
So that was, can I say that was my one disappointment with Ready Player One. They reference the holy hand grenade. You get to see it, and it doesn't do hallelujah. Boom. It just kind of just exploded.
Oh no! Does it say that before it blows up?
In Worms Armageddon,
in Worms specifically,
it would go
not in Monty Python, but yeah,
but not in Ready Player One or anything like that. But the holy hand grenade, when you throw it and it gets ready to go off, it's like hallelujah.
That would have been funny.
And it's like a big boom.
Oh, that totally would have been funny.
Yeah.
I always liked the banana grenade that would split into a bunch of small bananas.
The bouncing.
Yeah.
I like sheep. Sheep are great.
Mm-hmm.
So I will play that, and it was announced today by Bend. Siphon Filter is going to have trophies.
Yes.
Sweet, dude.
A PlayStation 1 title is going to have trophies.
Crazy. Cool. Finally.
Cool.
And then when you look
at Escape 2.
Dark Cloud.
So these are the remasters.
These are remastered.
Now a lot of these have already been in the PlayStation Store. When you had PS4, you could go buy the PS2. But yeah, you've got Dark Clouds, Fanavision, Jack 2, 3, X, Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy.
Riker's going to be really excited about Ark the Lad because he's a big Ark the Lad fan.
Okay. And then you've got BioShock, Handsome Jack Collection, Bulletstorm, Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, which
Lego Harry Potter?
And Lego Harry Potter. So, and then original PS3 games. Now this is via streaming and only on PlayStation Plus or Premium, but Crash Commando, Demon's Souls, Hot Shot, 2 different Hot Shots, Ico, both infamous, the PS3 versions, which I'll play those. I will go back and actually play them now that I played
I'll do the first
Second Son and I really enjoyed it. So I want to go back and play
the first and second infamous.
1 and 2.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got Motorstorm, directed by our buddy Roche, Paul Raczynski.
Nice.
You've got Rain, which is a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Ratchet and Clank's Quest for Booty, Crack in Time, Into the Nexus, Resistance 3,
Tokyo Jungle, god dang,
Super Stardust, When Vikings Attack, and then you look at the third-party partners that have announced some stuff: Asura's Wrath, Castlevania, Devil May Cry HD Collection,
sweet,
Fear, Lost Planet 2,
Lost Planet,
Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare.
That's
nice.
Awesome.
So for the initial drop of titles, I was already pretty close to saying I'm going to just go ahead and get the $120 premium version every year. With this, I'm absolutely going to do that because there's games I missed out on that I did not play.
Yeah.
That were on PS3 that did not make the transition to PS4. You know, Infamous 1 and 2. I toyed with those a little bit on PS3, but at the time I just I wasn't really into those that play style and stuff like that. So I never really went through it. But now that I went through Second Son, I will absolutely go back and do those.
So much fun, dude.
You know, seeing some of these other games that are on here, Worms Armageddon, I'm going to play the crap out of.
Man, did you ever play Ashura's Wrath?
I did not.
It is my favorite game centered around QuickTime events. It's really good. But it plays like an anime and I love it.
Now, the one thing that is going to disappoint me though is if they just kept the current PlayStation Now servers, because their streaming is kind of jittery. Yeah. It's not 100% great. So that'll be my only thing. Now, the other thing they did announce is that the PlayStation Classic titles, if you own any of them already, you will be able to download them to your console without having to be on PlayStation Plus.
Love it.
Sweet.
Love everything about it.
Which honestly, cool. I hope they bring back Chrono Trigger and some of those other games, like the FF
Legends too.
All those, because I have a lot of those, and that's what my Vita is sitting here for, is my classic console.
Yeah,
it's pretty much what it is now. So it'll be great to see that. Honestly, a lot of people have already said that just this offering alone and what we're seeing is better than Game Pass for them. And they plan on kind of shifting back from Game Pass over to PlayStation Plus.
That's a lot of gaming already. Like that's a lot to that'll keep you going for a while too.
I mean,
that's awesome.
Let's look at, just this alone here. Yeah. I mean, that's a good 100 hours right there.
Yeah.
Dude, you've got
Guardian Shadow. Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice Medieval.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and Resogun. Oh man.
Resogun. Yeah. I own Resogun for PS4 and Vita. I own both versions. And
that's a good game.
Games. I mean, when you think about it, that was House Mark for Resogun.
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice this.
Returnal. Oh yeah, and Returnal.
Yeah.
Returnal. Yep. I'll be playing that because I've wanted to try Returnal. So if I'm going to be doing under a subscription, I'll go ahead and try it out. Because it wasn't one that I was sure if I wanted to go to or not. But
yeah, man, they got some great games starting off with the PS5, dude.
Mm-hmm. They would almost need to.
Ghost of Tsushima, God of War. Yeah. I mean, the first Horizon, Infamous.
The heavy hitters.
Yeah. I mean,
the only things they said that we won't see day and time of launch is new games. They're not going to. And that's understandable. Mm-hmm. And I get that because then you have to look at your budget, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because they expect we talked about it last week, their heavy hitters make money.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So why would you want to do them at a discount when you could make $70 per game?
Yeah.
So
give it time to, to go through its moment and then, decide when to put it in. But yeah,
makes sense.
I agree.
But yeah, that is our start for PlayStation, which is great.
I'm into it.
Oh,
that's a good haul.
Welcome on in the game night, TD Frostwolf.
That is one of my dear friends and one of my mods.
I was busy sharing my screen, so I did not see our chat. So welcome into game night.
What's going on?
Gerard was slacking there. So anyways, so
my bad.
But with that though, I honestly seeing that group of titles is great.
Yeah.
And it's a good start. I will do a year of it for $120 and we'll see how it does. I probably, if you're still seeing jitters on the PlayStation 3 streaming side, I probably won't play any of the PS3 games if they're going to be choppy. But that being said, I do have a lot better internet now than I did down in Arizona when I was doing PlayStation Now. So it could be better. If not, well, then I'll just stick to playing my other stuff, my classics and whatnot, and be there. So But that being said, so how's your Borderlands run going? Because you were streaming that the other day.
It's going. I'm just, it's one of those things where like if I get the itch to play, I'll just play it. It's not like anything I'm like, like, oh my god, trying to do everything and blah blah blah. I'm just like, it's Borderlands, like that whole franchise is one of those games that I can play. It is like it's a comfort game, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those games like as harsh and foul as Pandora is one of those places I can just retreat to and just chill for a while.
Have you tried Tiny Tina yet?
I do not have the money for it.
So when you do,
yeah,
Tiny Tina is honestly, I think Gearbox's best game.
I'm really excited to play it because the Assault on Dragon Keep DLC is my favorite DLC in Borderlands 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like just barely above Commander Lilith and the what is it? Something Defensive Sanctuary. But yeah, I that particular DLC is one of the things that got me to try playing D&D.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I've been really excited about this game for a long time, and I'm really excited because I can play it with TD Frostwolf, who's in the chat right now, because it is total cross-platform.
Yes, it is.
I'm really excited about that.
Oh, sweet.
And I'm also really excited because I think in June, Borderlands 3 is also going to be total cross-platform, which I'm excited about because I've been wanting to play that with TD for a while too. Speaking of, I'm going to be starting a run of Borderlands 3 with 3 of my friends. We're going to be streaming that here pretty soon. So.
Oh, that'll
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Seth, how you doing, Seth?
Seth saying, I remember seeing a video by NG on the DLC they released for Tiny Tina recently and how short it was for its price. Honestly, if you buy the DLC separately, yeah, it's a little price. It's like $10-15, right? It's the normal DLC price, but they do have a season pass. That's inexpensive. I'm going to be getting it for my wife and I because we both have Tiny Tina on our system and whatnot. And Seth, thank you for joining game night for the first time. Welcome on in.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
Hope you enjoy it because we like the shenanigans, and you might have already missed it, which I apologize. Austin was making fun of me for my age already. So the difference between you and I, Jerry, is you haven't quite accepted fully that you're hitting that age. I see some of that gray a little bit starting to peak.
Oh no, I've accepted it. I embrace the salt and pepper. I'm just a child at heart forever.
I haven't accepted it yet. I've been seeing stress gray hairs pop up in my beard, and so I'm just like pluck. Like I'm just like, this isn't age, this is stress.
Own it.
Yeah, I have to own it now.
Some of this is stress.
Too many stress hairs are coming in to where I can't pluck it all out. I gotta embrace it now.
TD, I am right there with you. Yeah, I'd have my my sciatic does act up every once in a while, and but no, it is yeah, you just accept it, Jerry. Just accept it. Own it. Let it breathe. Let it breathe.
Time to look more distinguished.
So Austin, when you look at what is on tap for Square, what are you most excited about when you see, are you excited to hear what we have coming for FF7 in terms of what they haven't said what they haven't even said it's really FF7 remake. They've just said news about that. We've got FF16 on the horizon. You've got some of the changes for FF14. What with Square Enix and what they have coming though, what are you most excited about as a gamer?
So the big things that have got me excited is basically everything that's coming for FF7 right now, because even though I didn't really play the original FF7 until a couple of years ago, I've always liked the world and characters of FF7 because I grew up with Kingdom Hearts and Advent Children. And so I'm just really I'm excited for stuff like Ever Crisis. I'm really excited about that. And 7 Remake. I'm excited to see whatever comes for 7 Remake. I'm really excited. Well, tentatively excited because they just announced it for Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm like I said, I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan.
How far out do you think it's you're gonna need to wait for that
this
game?
is we're asking everybody about that one.
Yeah.
How far do we how far out do I think it is?
Yeah.
It's definitely not coming within the next 2 years. I think I think we're too far out for like I think it's one of those things where they announced that it's in development, but I don't think that we're going to be getting it for like maybe like 3 or 4 years, but that's I have no idea.
I was talking to Mo and he thinks it's 2027.
2027. That's
because it was,
I mean,
it was 5 years from the time they announced 3 to when we actually got the game.
Yeah.
So he's just going off of that logic.
Yeah, that's about right.
I think they were already starting to work on it within 6 months of launching 3. Because at that point, you would have had the dev kits and stuff for the PS5 had already been kind of starting to make their way into the hands of studios and whatnot.
I think honestly, a solid 3.
I think the earliest you get it is holiday of 23. But I think it's going to launch solidly in 24. That's my prediction.
I think either 24 or 25, I would predict. I think 23 is probably way too soon.
I mean, it is the B team working on it. So you know.
And then
hold on though. Think about it though. Look what the A team has done for Final Fantasy. They've resurrected. They've done
that's true.
FF14.
Yeah.
Part of it was on FF7 remake. They're doing FF16.
Yeah.
You know, the A team's there's a reason it's called the A team, right? Is because of what they're doing with it and whatnot. But I mean, we'll see. From what I saw on it, it looks intriguing.
And speaking of 14, I need to get back into it. That was one of the things that I said I was going to do when I was done with Megaton Girl. Was that I'm like, now I can devote time to an MMO because it was interfering with Megaton Girl. But now that I'm done with it, I can.
And where's Jason to hear that? But yeah, I honestly I am excited, but I'm kind of also tempered, right? Because Square Enix, just the way they've been announcing stuff as of late, it's like, hey, here's a piece of candy and you got to wait 5 years. So we haven't seen anything on F16. So that's the one thing I am looking forward to because Ifrit looked amazing in that trailer.
And I've always been a fan of like, hey, like we're announcing it and it's coming when it's coming, but hey, you have this to look forward to. I've always been kind of a fan of that, like, as opposed to like announcing it and saying we're announcing it and it's coming out now.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, exactly. Because then
then
you get stuff like Cyberpunk. You get stuff like Sonic Boom. You know, like
you say that name and it hurts right now because I only bring this up because have you guys heard the news about Cyberpunk?
No,
I don't follow any news about that.
It's getting greatly reviewed right now.
Really?
Because they fixed it.
But
it's like
the articles are. This is so funny. The articles are like glowing.
Did they?
But
No
they're
Man's
also
Sky
kind of lackluster because they're
they
like,
No Man's Skied it.
Man, like this is amazing. But like, wow, too little, too late.
Yeah,
yes.
I probably
like the
still
basis
wouldn't
of
check
every
it out.
article. It's just like, man, if this came out like during launch, this game would have been twice as successful. But like, it's so funny how they're like glowing reviews and how it's fixed. It's like a lot of people are like gravitating to it now. But the other side of the articles are like, yeah too late. I mean,
yeah. And TD brings up a good point. Final Fantasy 14 version 1.0, right? It was, it was bad.
It's just like it's so sad. Like it's like, oh man, too late.
I agree with you, Austin. Is that I'm glad they didn't put a timestamp on it, right? Because I think that's the problem you're seeing is that all of a sudden now you're getting delays, in which Bethesda and Microsoft are getting backlash because Starfield was delayed.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, one, we're still in pandemic times. Studios are still moving to a remote, thing. Bungie is going to be remote first. If you want to go in the office,
it's all still being figured out. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I wish more companies would do what Nintendo does, which is kind of what Square Enix did with Kingdom Hearts, is that they'll like say, hey, it's coming. We're not giving you a date.
Yeah.
And then when it gets closer, they give you a season. they give themselves a 3-month window to say holiday. Well, winter, summer, fall, whatever.
Yeah.
It gives them a 3-month window. And then that point too is how many games really does Nintendo delay? When do you think about it?
Exactly. It's because they
You know, Jerry's Love Child, Breath of the Wild 2, yes, that got delayed until next year.
And when they do delay,
And
they're better. When Nintendo does delay games, they end up. I mean,
now,
that's Miyamoto's philosophy.
Now, Advance Wars, yes, that got delayed because of what's going on in Ukraine.
Yeah, that's different.
And I get it. And it doesn't have a date yet. And Nintendo's just playing that by what's going on. And I applaud them for doing that.
As they should, yeah.
But all these other companies, you know, they put out these hard dates and then it's like, well,
then you
sorry.
Then you got to stick by the date.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think we've been saying this for I don't know how many episodes, but it's just like, I mean,
it's ready when it's ready.
Yeah. Exactly. And like get the hint. You know, other studios like follow the like the fans don't care. Like if you say holiday, that's fine.
But it's the investors that they're aiming at.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get it.
And that's what shot Cyberpunk in the foot with CD Projekt Red. Is their budget and loans were coming due. They had to get it launched to cover the money.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't ready.
Yeah, it was rushed.
Because it would have shot super rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all of their budget was set on, hey, this is launching when? This is when their investors were involved with it. So, but other than that, so now that Megaton Girl is done, and outside of Borderlands, what else have you been playing?
Oh, what have I been playing? I have now played Sonic Forces twice.
Why does that not surprise
Really?
Me? Yeah, I freaking love that game.
Yeah. Is it really?
Everyone who said that game sucks, I played it. I'm just like, why do people hate this game?
Oh, okay. Cool.
Like it's a little short, but like not if you do everything. Like if you do everything in the game, it's not that short. And also, it's one of those games like I am not a guy who plays games and when I'm sitting there I go woo like all the time. I'm not a very vocal gamer. There have been 2 games in recent memory that I have gotten extremely like while I'm playing it. FF7 Remake and Sonic Forces.
Nice.
So I was like yes, like I love Boost Sonic. I love that formula where I'm like yay, finally Sonic is fast. And I love Boost Sonic's mechanics. I love the avatar levels are shockingly fun. And the music in the avatar levels is catchy as all get out. And then the classic Sonic levels are also fun too. Those are probably out of all of them the ones that I love the least, but I've also not as big of a fan of classic Sonic in terms of like the gameplay. That said, most of the classic Sonic levels I adore. There's one level in the end game of that I hate, but that's only because it is the one level in the entire game that has an auto scroller level. For some reason, it's just a whole section that is an auto scroller, and I hate auto scrollers. It's the only bit that I hate.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I'll have to check that out.
It's fun. I love it.
Jerry, what you been playing?
What have I been playing? I've been hitting Horizon a little bit. I've gotten a little kind of like slow on that. I kind of feel like I need something else for the palette. So
you were where I was. Remember, because I hit that wall.
I kind of plateaued. I've hit a wall, but I need a little something for the palette. So I've restarted Uncharted 4, man.
Oh, okay. I was like, I was waiting for you to
Red Dead. I was saying Red Dead.
I was waiting for it.
If I need to restart on that, I'm in a funk. Like I need to. No. I'm starting. I got the PS5 version, so I'm restarting.
Doesn't it look pretty?
Oh God, man, it looks so.
I have a run going with that one, but I put that on the back burner because of Horizon.
So I just started it, so I just needed a little something different. I am playing Fortnite as well, but I mean,
how is it with no build?
Dude, I freaking love it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Oh yeah,
nice.
And just think of it like, and this is the big thing. Like, I'm a big fan of animation, and the main reason why I gravitated to Fortnite in the first place, I just really love the animation and the fact that they have so many licenses. Like,
Right.
I'm the Mandalorian right now in the arena. It's so much fun.
It's a pretty game.
Yeah, it's a cool little game. So like, yeah, it's fun. I mean, I would definitely give it a try. It's an arena like game. It's nothing that we haven't played before, other than like it's third person. But it's fun. But what about you, Matt?
So I found Atreus in Horizon.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
So I am now rocking.
You found it all. Nice.
Dude. I am now rocking God of War face paint on Aloy.
Sweet.
I'm all the way out in San Francisco, unlocked the tall neck. I don't have a ton left main quest wise. I'm doing all the side quest stuff, unlocking all the metal flowers and all those different things.
Cool.
So the story gets better, especially from the side quests. The further west you go, the better the side stories get.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay.
So I know exactly where you're at. You're like halfway through the game and you hit that wall, and it's like it just seems like
back to it.
Yeah. And that's it. I think that was my one criticism of Horizon, right? As much as I love Horizon, right? And I think you can still love a game and still have some. You can be critical of the game in some ways, right? There's the same thing happened with FF7, right? There's a lot of us who absolutely love the game. Jason and I, we love the game, but we were still critical of what the ending they crafted, right? For me, Horizon, there's just still too much to do in Forbidden West versus Zero Dawn. So outside of that, though, I love the game, the mechanics, everything like that. I've run into the bigger stuff that makes the Thunderjaws look like child's play, and I've gotten my ass kicked a couple times.
Yeah, you told me.
But no, still got the Super Metroid run going on that piece. And I think I talked about I did have to switch to running
what
I had for
so
Super
cool.
Metroid. I am rocking,
dude. How does it feel?
Super Nintendo.
How does it feel?
So the whole reason I did it was because me with Metroid, I will go wherever I can possibly get to, right?
Oh yeah.
Forget if it's unlocked or not. And there is a point in Super Metroid, for those that are fans of the game, know that there is a ground floor that you can go through that you can't get back up through. And the only way to get out of it is using the somersault jump to bounce back and forth up the chamber all the way up. And if you don't have that yet, the only way out, especially if you haven't saved it, or if you've saved it rather, because there's a save room right there, right? So you always get in the habit of, with Metroid, you come across the save point, you save it, right? Is you have to bomb jump. The Pro controller had just enough lag on it that I couldn't get the timings for the bombs to go off as I'm going up. I would get up and then all of a sudden miss that timing and it would drop me right down. I couldn't get the bomb jumping going. So I was like, screw it. I'm going old school. And I get that bomb jumping thing and it's back to how I was back in the OG Super Nintendo days.
Sweet.
When you're sitting there bomb jumping into places that you shouldn't go. So, and then I started to run on Arkham Asylum.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How you doing on that?
I want to be, I love Rocksteady and I love the Arkham games. It has graphically, it's aged okay. Control wise, it hasn't aged well.
I agree.
Yeah.
But it's still fun.
I mean, that's why they heavily improved it, like the last three other games. But
Arkham Knight versus
Arkham
Asylum. Yeah, but
yeah.
Control wise, it's still clunky. It kind of feels like, honestly, you know what it makes me feel like is we play, if you go from Resident Evil 2, the new one, the remake, those controls would be Arkham Knight. The remaster of RE1 would be Arkham Asylum. It just feels kind of tanky and not as fluid and whatnot, but it still looks nice. But
and then it's the first game and it came out for PS3. Like, we get it.
Funny story about
that is
Arkham Asylum. The guy who plays the Scarecrow in Arkham Asylum plays a very important character in Megaton Girl.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Hold on.
for one thing, he plays the Beekeeper, who's one of our villain of the week characters. But he also plays an important character in episode 8.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we got my good friend Dino Andrade, who I met through a show we recorded back in 2019 called The Beach Buds.
Oh, cool.
He's just one of the sweetest guys I've ever met in my entire life. I love that man.
Wait, when did you record Beach Buds?
Beach Buds was back in 2019.
Wow.
That's when I started working on like actual like making Megaton Girl happen, because I'd been developing it since 2012, but then like I'm like, 2019 I'm just like, okay, you know what, I'm making it happen. Yeah, and it's because of the Beach Buds. It was that whole cast. They made me want to make shit, and so I did.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I've also a big bird in that show. His name is Alejandro. He's fun.
Wow. He's actually, Dino's been in some stuff.
Yes, he has. He's been in a lot of stuff.
I might have to say, hey, Dino, come on, hang out with us. But no, I mean, honestly, it still holds that, like, it still looks very good, especially for being a PS3 game. But just the controls are not as fluid as you would expect.
They've gotten clunky now.
They feel clunky compared to what they used to be. You know, they were great then, but I think Arkham Knight did so much more for it being fluid and whatnot. So yeah, other than that, and then going back and doing some levels on Sackboy. Boys have got me playing that too.
Sweet.
So I'm 100%ing more levels. Again, getting everything.
Awesome.
So the only thing I've left trophy wise is the multiplayer stuff. So, which we still got to do that one of these nights, sure.
Yep.
So. But anyways, so for everybody that hopped on in, even if you were looking, and then we've got Seth and TD Frost. Thank you for jumping on in and partaking in chat and whatnot tonight. But if it's your first time here, thank you. And if you like what you heard, make sure to hit that follow button on whatever platform you're enjoying us on, whether that is Twitch tonight live or on a podcast platform of your choice. If you want to catch some more back episodes, which, by the way, the upgrade has been done to the website. We talked about it,
and man, it looks good, baby.
Oh yeah.
We have talked about it. The upgrade is now done to the website. We now have a contributors and guest page for those that are interested. If you're just joining in, don't know Austin's work, you can come on here to crashinggamenight.com, go to contributors and guests, just scroll on down, and we'll just use
there he
Austin as an
is
example, and you can see all the different episodes he has actually
baby.
I always forget that I was in episode 69. Nice.
And the whole meaning, and the thing is, what's funny is the whole meaning behind that title was, the fact is we were talking about Roche's bike on Twitter, and then we jumped it to, well, what else could he ride? And then when I was like, well, a light cycle.
Yeah.
So that was like a whole inside joke thing we had going on Twitter at that time too. So but yeah, this is something that's going to continually grow out as we have guests on. We'll include all their episodes, so you can always check their back episodes, get a little bit of information on them, plus their social media handles, their websites, everything like that. So so that is done. That was a long 2-week project for me, but that's the gift to all of our guests as a thank you for
it's super cool
in the early time too. Is, I mean, even when you were on episode 69, we were still young at the time. God, think about that. This is episode 175.
Wow.
So with that though, thank you once again for those that are listening, taking time out, even if it's the first time. So as always, just please be excellent to each other and stay frosty.
Oh yeah,
that's right, everyone. So once again, it's about that time. We got to show our support to the Black Lives Matter, Stop That Asian Hate. Please support your LGBTQ plus community.
And
let's
now
just
the women in our lives.
and yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, please support our female gender, please, our ladies, our females. They're going through it now.
Oh yeah.
And it's still crazy out there, but you know what, let's just take a breath, take a step back, and just lend out a helping hand. Let's just be a little bit more compassionate and patient.
Oh, yeah.
And let's just try and be better.
Yep.
All right, guys, thank you.
Austin, I'll
Love
do
you, nerds.
Jason's lines. Austin, thank you once again for joining us. Sorry we don't have the couch to
Austin, thank you so much for joining.
I agree.
Congratulations on
guys.
completing your
absolutely.
first
so
season.
much. Thank you.
That's
so
amazing,
much.
man.
So with that, guys, I'll steal Theo's thunder. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Peace out.
Good night, everybody.
See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.
After a while, crocodile.